because it's unlike any other in sport. As both teams made their way out of the tunnel, these folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Chicago Bears and the Philadelphia Eagles. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is taken at the 3.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Bears take over first and 10 at their own 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10.
Check, 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 check. Where are they, P? One.
To throw Mariota. Got Gordon open, completes it. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. The last time these two teams met, boy, was it memorable. Wild card weekend last year as the Eagles started their Super Bowl title defense, and they held on thanks to the doink or the double doink heard around the world on the Cody Parkey missed field goal, and the Eagles would escape 16-15. Of course, they would go on to lose the following weekend to the New Orleans Saints. Always got some breathing room. There goes Melvin Gordon. Touchdown, Chicago! Melvin Gordon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Set, cut, 15 on it. 53 fly. Rip right. Hayward. Mike, 53. 53, Mike. 6-man. Yeah. Check curls. Let's go. Hey, we got Mike.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. Oh, he's got a man complete. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. A big play there for Philly. 64 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for first and 10. A carry for Devontae Freeman, who missed most of last season. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. 2nd and 5 now. Jackson. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they'll throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Running right, it's a handoff to Gordon. And he'll take this one up to about the 13. Call it an 8-yard gain, much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. On 3rd and 1, here's Mariota. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he will get the first down as he's up to the 20-yard line. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. Now Gordon on first down. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago. Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time. Mariota's throw on the money to Davis.
A gain of 16 yards.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44.
53 to Mike. 53. Check 53. One. I'm coming. Three. Undercut.
From the gun, Mariota being chased out left. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Back to the ground now with Gordon. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter. It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Now a carry by the third-year man. This is Austin Eckler. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2. That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they? Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there. Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right? It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. On is Josh Lambo for the field goal try. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Bears 7, Eagles 0.
The kick by Lambo is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. A dozen plays on that drive that ends with the field goal. Let's go ahead and break out some of the old chestnuts here, right, partner? Keep the ball in front, rally to it, and make the tackle. Right? No big plays given up. No balls over your head. Bend, don't break. Hold on. Chestnuts? You like that? What does that mean, break out? Just because you break chestnuts? I'm not sure about that part. I'm just going with why they said that. I have no idea. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field. Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They run. Devontae Freeman. Only a yard on the pickup, so a good situation on 2nd and 2. It's now 3rd and 1.
He was taken down by Chandler Jones.
On 3rd and 1, Jackson. Pass hauled in by the 6'4" tight end Sternberger. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They needed a yard. They got it. First down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On first down, Freeman. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for an Eagle first down. correct me if I'm wrong, but I think they had 3 tight ends in on that set.
And these guys are punching really well. I use boxing analogies a lot. A lot of coaches have told me that when you line up to run the football, it's 10 fistfights along the line of scrimmage, right? You've got to win your share. These 3 tight ends, they almost always win their fistfights.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 41-yard line. Jackson now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Jackson. He's got it complete to Thompson. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. They run with Thompson. And he'll go down at the 28. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and turn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Here we go, let's bring it. Let's go, let's bring it. Let's bring it. 53's the mic.
They go play action now. Jackson forced out to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Trying to get that in the hands of Devontae Freeman that time. And it's 3rd down. Jackson now. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 13-yard line.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
53,
They'll run on first down. It's Freeman looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good.
Throwing on 2nd down. Jackson. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Dante Pettis. His first touchdown on the year as they are now on the board here in the first half. Now Matt Bryant on for the point after. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. On second down, Eckler. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to run with.
Now a play fake here on first down. Caught by Sanu. 18 yards on that one, and Chicago has the first.
Mohamed Sanu is a guy that is often overlooked because he just quietly goes about his business. But how about last season? Had a career-high 838 yards on 66 catches, and he can also play wildcat quarterback for you as well.
And he's taken down inside the 30. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And on this play, the read for the quarterback was the defensive end, and he was totally focused on the quarterback. He should have given it off inside to the running back. Instead, he kept it and ended up taking a loss on the...
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Jackson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Final play of the half here. It's Jackson dancing to his left. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Watch his slant. Let's go, let's go. Hey, we got Mike.
Throwing on first down, it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Christian Jones able to get him for a loss of about 3. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to...
And the pressure gets to him again. Christian Jones able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
51 to Mike.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, Hal. Go, Mike 51, Mike 51. Hey, let's calm down. Hey.
Jackson on 3rd and long from his end zone. Flushed out right. Jannard Avery picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Wow, evasive.
Make them miss.
Now a hit and a loose football.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams the third phase, but you see here it can be the first phase sometimes.
That is so true, right? It can ignite it one way or the other, and boy, that didn't help them at all.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
And now he'll tuck it and run. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And this one brought in by Sanu. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They go back to Gordon here on first down. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Tackle made that time by Vita Vea.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and 5. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
This Eagle defense, they won't give in without a fight. This is 3rd and goal. Mariota to throw it this time.
Back to you. I'm going back to you.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Paul Richardson, his 6th touchdown of the season as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to...
Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Defensive Player of the Year, Aaron Donald. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson will get this one complete to Zay Jones. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now a handoff. It's Freeman. Spins away. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
From the 31, Jackson, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's move.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Chicago.
Touchdown, baby.
That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them into the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
Fielded about a yard deep. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously cost one.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A'Shawn Robinson in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. Now a pass caught by Zay Jones. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down. Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. The catch made by Miller. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. First target, first catch, and a first down. Here's Jackson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. The 20. There he goes left side. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a 4th quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And it'll be a 2nd and long. Throwing on 2nd and long. Jackson.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Here's Jackson to throw. He's got Thompson here, complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. To throw again on 2nd down. Jackson. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Fourth down, here's Jackson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick. And they will score a pick six for a Bears touchdown. Oh, this is becoming tough to watch. I don't know that I've seen 3 pick sixes from the same quarterback in the same game.
And I know that many are going to scream at the coach about why did you let him stay out there to throw those. But truthfully, what are the odds that you're going to throw 3 pick sixes in a game? You want to leave them out there so they can work through some of the rough stuff.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave them with a 3rd down and 6 to go. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They only need a yard here. 3rd down and 1 after the penalty. After the penalty, here's Freeman. Escapes the defender. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 yards and a 1st down for Philly. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Jannard Avery able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. One last shot for Jackson to Thompson on the screen. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line.